to naught. So what Paul is trying to get us to understand is when he say to them that are perfect, what he's talking about is to us believers that are perfecting our understanding and learning how to obey God's word. That's what he's talking about, perfecting. That's what that's talking about, okay? And so he uses this roundabout way of saying it because he wants us to know that to get this, you got to continue. It's a continuation of growing. Perfection only comes through progress, right? Progressively seeking a thing, progressively doing a thing, right? Yeah. Remember we was talking about some of you all cooking. How many of you into a little cooking? Learning new recipes and cooking new things. You perfect that by doing it how many times? Over and over, right? Each time you do it, should it get better or worse? If it's not getting better, then what? Huh? Stop cooking. That sounds like me. But if it don't get better, then you better try something different, right? Or go back and find out why. If you don't question yourself, how you gonna know what you didn't do, right? And if you just say, I ain't gonna do it again, then you'll never know how to do it, right? It's the same way with seeking God. Go back and find out what you didn't do. Huh? Well, you said I did this, I did that. Okay, but go back and find out and see what you didn't do. You remember the young man that came to Jesus, and Jesus was telling him, thou shalt love the Lord with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength, and the commandments like this and that. And he began to tell him, he said, Master, I've done all this. Y'all remember that? And then what did Jesus say? Yeah, and the dude said, what is that? What did he say? Oh man, this was it, right? He knew that was the number one thing that he had. He was trying to hide that from God, by the way, because he knew he had it. Hello? How do we know he had it in him? Because it hit him to the heart when he was told that thing, right? He knew that was part of it. But he wanted to leave that out from God. And that's the way we do God too. We tell him all that we done. We tell him all that we think he want to hear. Sometimes we do that with each other. Huh? Just like our kids do sometimes, don't they? We did it, didn't we? I'm gonna tell the teacher, I'm gonna tell so and so what they want, I think they want to hear. Or they supposed to be hearing. Huh? That's the devil, right? Huh? And we perfected that, didn't we? But it caught up with us sooner or later, right? It's the same way with us, with God. And we don't give him everything, let go of everything, be honest with him up front. We can't fool him anyway, but we think we can. For some reason, that little demon in us try to hide some stuff from God. It won't never go by. Huh? Because God knows us inside and out to the core, don't he? But we think we're getting by. We can't. We don't even get by with each other a lot of times. Hello? I'm a witness, aren't you? So we back to 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter. Read verse 6 one more time. You want me to read it, love? Okay. Huh? Oh, can you hear it? Okay. 1 Corinthians, 2nd chapter now, verse 6. Okay? Verse 6.
Howbeit, we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the prince of this world that come to know.
So Paul is saying, I want you mature in that you know. What was that Sister Diamond used to tell us? That I know? I know.
He said, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But that I know, I know.
I know.
And no one can take it away from me.
Yeah. How many of you got or know what this word mean on your job? SME. SME or SME. You know what it is, Cherie?
No.
Uh-huh.
Is it an acronym?
Yeah.
Yes, it's pretty much you're the subject matter expert.
There you
You're the
go.
go-to person.
Yeah, that's a go-to person on your job.
So you're the go-to person at your job.
Yep. They call them subject matter expert. SME. We call them SME for short. And they're the one we go to on our job that's supposed to give us what the understanding or show us where to go to get the information we need to do our job. Huh? So let's say your SME don't know. Then what you got to do? That's right. You got to go do some research for yourself, right? Let's say your SME knows, but it's the wrong information. Then you still got to do your own researching, right? Right? Because, listen, now your SME is supposed to be intelligent and wise enough that you're able to go to because they're more mature in the subject, in the instructions that you need, right? Because they've done it over and over and over and over again that the boss said, I'm going to make them a SME. I'm going to make them your lead. Some of us call them leads because they the ones supposed to know the job inside and out, right? Not all of them do, but they supposed to, right? And your boat, huh? Yeah. And your boss tell you go to them. But when they can't help you, they should still be able to direct you to some source to get the information. That's the way it's supposed to work, right? Some of them. But again, this is where you got to know for yourself. Hello? Because one day the boss might ask you to train somebody. Hello? Now, what if you don't know and he asks you to train them and you think, well, man, I'm going to go ahead and do it, try anyway. Well, then it's still going to reflect on what you don't know. Correct? And if it ain't right, you're going to know for sure. Right?
Now, sometimes in certain events,
Mm-hmm.
say to the boss,
Yeah.
I haven't been trained on that part yet.
Right.
But you clear yourself.
That's the way you do it.
So they won't be thinking,
That's right.
well,
That's
you should
I hit my boss up all the time.
training yet on that part yet.
Yeah.
Clear yourself.
I hit my boss up all the time, though. I'm say, hey, I don't know. No. It's all right. We'll get you there. That's all I want to hear. If you can get me there, give me my resources, show me where to go, I'll get there. Give me the space, we'll get there. But see, this is what God said. I'll give you everything you need. I'll supply your every need. But now you got to be willing to put your nose to the grinding stone. Just like our job. When we first started learning our job, how many say, this is easy schmeezy? How many of us say, oh man, I got this down. I can do this with my eyes closed, with my hands tied behind my back. But how many of us thought, I don't know if this is the job for me? How many of us thought like this? I don't know if I want this job. Yeah. Oh man, I done messed up. This is the wrong place. Yeah, you was like, I gotta get out of here. Hair start falling out, feel like it. Wrinkles start frowning. Everything just seemed like you can't even go to bed at night. It's all in there, right? Tied in. But sooner or later, You start getting a hold of it. Then the boss said, how's it going? Oh, all right. I'm catching the hold. You catching the hold? Okay. Got any questions? Let me know. You, yeah, that's it.
Tell me something.
Tell me something. That was her. That was all she was like. Tell me something. Then she'll listen to us because she wants some feedback.
And she went on prayer night.
Yeah.
But you're all by yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes she said, when? Can you come on up here? Yep. Then you go,
My
uh-oh.
meal next to you.
Yeah. And she couldn't, she used wisdom. One way or the other, she used wisdom.
You can lie if you want to.
Yeah. One way or the other, she got you. And then you go, uh-oh. If you be seeking the Lord and you wasn't paying attention because you think you was focusing or tried, then the next thing, hi, son. Oh, Lord. But, we got to strive. It's a fight. Nothing good is it's worth fighting for if you want it, right? Is it? If it's good and you want it, it's worth fighting for, right? So, we do things to help ourselves to get to where we need to be, don't we? We have to make what? Sacrifices, don't we? We have to give up something in order to get something. What about with God? What about with God? God gave up everything for us in order for us to get something. And he gave us the best of the something, which we didn't deserve and still don't deserve. But as we read this scripture, he says, we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, those that are maturing in God. It's got to be some growth, saints. It's got to be some growth in you. Hello. You want to see your children grow, right? You want to see a plant that you put about. You want to see it grow, right? In some way, you want to see life in it, don't you? Huh? My daughter was telling me she still got the plant from way back with Monty, right? Because why? You had to continue to what? Take care of it. What'd you do? Just look at it?
No water and clippings in.
You had to do some work, right? You had to do something to it, right? What I miss?
I had a helper.
Oh, you had a helper. Who was the helper, man?
My mama.
Oh, what was, you guys, she used some instructions or?
Yeah, she gave me tips and then sometimes she would trim it up herself.
Oh, cause why? Why come you didn't do it?
She gave me expertise because I didn't know how to.
Oh, so you had to follow instructions.
Yes.
What about God? God put somebody in our way to help us. So if you wouldn't have followed him, what would that plant be? Dead. So now, what you did was listen to the instructions she gave you, and you were able to do it yourself to perfect that plant into being alive today and healthy, right?
Yes.
So what about what God has done for us? He has put us into the truth. He has given us teachers, preachers, instructions that we can grow in him, right? And it's not mama's fault that you didn't listen, right? If you wouldn't have listened, right? Or she didn't listen. You got it from somebody.
God found me blessed.
Yeah.
And to encourage the two young ones in here, God found me blessed.
Yeah.
God would use Grandma Brown and my Aunt Nikki.
That's my point.
See, sometimes, your aunts and uncles,
Yeah. It's passed on.
sometimes they can help.
Yeah.
We don't always understand our parents, and it makes us angry with the parents.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes your grandmother, your aunt, your uncle, or your teacher, or somebody can come back and say the almost exact same thing.
Exactly.
And you catch it.
Right.
You grasp it.
Right.
It's the way the Lord put the word in their mouth and
For you to listen.
yeah.
Yeah.
And their voice that the Lord has implanted
Mhm.
given them is a voice of encouragement.
Yeah.